You're not scared of the dark. You're scared of what the dark lets you hear. You expected anger. You expected relief, maybe even freedom. But no one told you about this part. The silence so complete, you can hear your own heartbeat. And somewhere between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., a thought you've been outrunning for months finally catches up with you. That question doesn't come from weakness. It comes from 25 years of building a life around a role: husband, provider, partner, the guy with the plan, and then watching the role disappear. I'm Marcus, and if you're a man over 50 who's walked into that first night alone and didn't know whether to feel grief or relief, this is the silence architecture, and it's going to show you exactly why that silence will either break you or build the man you were supposed to become. Here's the first thing I need you to understand, and most people won't say this to you. You are not going through a divorce. You are going through what researchers call a gray divorce, and the science says it hits men differently than any other life transition. Different from younger divorce. Different, and in many ways harder, than losing a spouse to death. A study tracking 8,000 adults found divorced men over 50 report higher chronic loneliness than men who lost their wives. Not because divorce is worse than death, but because when someone dies, the world gives you a script. There's a funeral. People show up. They bring food. They call and check in for months. But when a 25-year marriage ends at 52, your friends don't know what to say. Your family takes sides. The couple friends disappear, and you're left alone in a house that used to have noise, with no script for what comes next. If you felt that particular kind of invisible, you're not imagining it. The data confirms it, and it has a name. Here's the pattern I've seen in hundreds of men, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. We call it the identity collapse. For 20, 25, sometimes 30 years, your identity was built like a house with four walls: husband, provider, father in the home, her partner. Each wall held the others up. The problem? You never built a floor. Because no one told you to. No one told us to. We were told, be strong, provide, show up, stay. And we did. But who am I outside of what I do for others? That question was never on the blueprint. So when the marriage ends, it's not just a relationship that's gone. It's the entire operating system you've been running on for a quarter century. And that silence you feel at 3 a.m., it's not emptiness. It's your mind finally having to answer a question it's been avoiding your entire adult life. Who are you when no one needs you to be anything? Most men never get asked that question. You got asked it at 50. That's not a curse. That might be the most important question of your life. But first, you need to understand why it feels so impossible to answer. There are three forces that make life after divorce at 50 harder for men than almost anyone acknowledges. Not one of them is your fault, but understanding them changes everything. Men, especially after 50, have what researchers call a thin social network. Unlike women, who tend to maintain friendships, extended family connections, neighborhood ties, most married men at 50 have made their wife their primary emotional support system, their entire support structure. When she leaves, they don't just lose a partner, they lose their only real connection. That's not weakness. That's what 25 years of providing does to your social architecture. Society has no language for a grieving, divorced man over 50. There's no ritual, no support structure. No one brings casseroles. In fact, and this is the part that will make you angry, some people will quietly assume you deserve it. He must have done something. Meanwhile, Studies show that 50% of men lose friendships in divorce, and most of those friendships never come back. Not in 5 years, not in 10. The financial hit of gray divorce is real. We won't go deep on numbers today, but here's the economic psychology piece. When a man over 50 loses significant assets, he doesn't just lose money. He loses a core piece of his masculine identity. Because here's the brutal truth most coaches won't say. Many of us attached our self-worth to our net worth.
So when the divorce settlement strips away the house, half the retirement, the financial future you planned, it doesn't feel like losing assets. It feels like losing yourself. 3 forces. None of them are you. All of them are working against you right now. But here's what none of those forces can take from you. I want to tell you something that took me a long time to understand. That silence in your apartment, it's not a punishment. It's raw material. The silence isn't punishment. It's raw material. The question is, who you build with it. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Every man who has ever rebuilt himself after devastation, after loss, after failure, after the thing that was supposed to break him, every single one of them had to pass through a period of silence first. Not because silence is healing on its own, but because silence is the only place where you can finally hear yourself. Not the husband voice, not the provider voice, not the version of you that existed to fulfill a role, the actual you. The one that existed before the marriage, the one that will exist after. Research on post-divorce resilience shows one consistent pattern. Men who recover, really recover, not just survive, they don't escape the silence. They structure it. They decide what the silence is for. Here's the paradox no one talks about. The men who rush to fill the silence with a new relationship, with alcohol, with overwork, with anything that drowns out that 3 a.m. question, those men find themselves at 55, 60, having the exact same crisis again, because the question never got answered. It just got postponed. You are at a crossroads right now, and the choice isn't between pain and no pain. The choice is between pain that builds and pain that loops. I'm going to give you 3 actions. Not tips, not hacks. Structural moves that change your trajectory, starting today. The silence will happen whether you want it or not. The question is whether it has structure. Here's what I mean. Pick 1 hour in the morning, before your phone, before the news, before the noise, and give that hour a single purpose. Writing one answer to this question. Who was I before I became her husband? Not therapy, not journaling about feelings, an archaeological dig. What did you love at 25 that you abandoned? What made you laugh before you had to be responsible? What version of you is still in there, waiting? That question, answered honestly over 30 days, will do more for your recovery than 6 months of avoidance. The research is clear. Divorced men who rebuild their social network within the first 2 years after divorce show dramatically lower rates of chronic loneliness. But here's what the research also shows. Waiting for people to reach out doesn't work. Men have to initiate. This week, not someday, this week, reach out to one man you've lost touch with. Not to talk about the divorce, to talk about anything else. A shared interest, an old memory, a question you know they'd love. One man, this week, then another next week. You're not rebuilding a social life. You're rebuilding a brotherhood, one conversation at a time. This is the most important one. Most men over 50 after divorce are living in what I call the chapter with no name. They're post-marriage, pre-whatever comes next. And unnamed chapters feel like waiting rooms. Here's your task. Name this chapter.
not recovery, not starting over. Something that tells you what you're building toward. One man I know called his the architecture phase. He was building the version of himself he'd been delaying. Another called his the reckoning. Not negative, a reckoning with who he actually was. What is the name of the chapter you're writing right now? Because unnamed chapters become unwritten ones, and you don't have time for an unwritten chapter. Before I close, I need to acknowledge something. The real wound underneath all of this isn't the divorce. It's the realization that for decades, you built your entire sense of worth around what you could do for others. And that's not a character flaw. That's what we were taught. We were taught that a man's value is his output. But brother, you are not your output. You are not what you provided. You are not what you built for her. You are not the role you played in a chapter that is now closed. You are the man still standing in an apartment at 3 a.m. asking the question that most men never get brave enough to ask. That question isn't your collapse, it is your beginning. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not after you're ready, because ready doesn't come. Drop one word in the comments below. The name of your chapter. Just one word. Not an explanation, not a story. One word that describes what you're building. Because when you name it, even in a comment, you make it real. And if this video gave you something, if it names something you've been carrying without a name, subscribe. Not because we need the numbers, because you deserve a place where your intelligence is respected, your pain is understood, and your rebuilding is taken seriously. This is that place. I'm Marcus, and I'll see you in the next one, where we go deeper into what it actually looks like to rebuild your identity after the role disappears. The blueprint exists. We'll build it together.